making good use of the set pieces. They have chances. And this time again, gets to the wrong foot of Muhammad Ali. Predominantly, he's right-footed, and trying to improvise to cut that one back into the box would always be a problem. That would require some, high level of technique. Then he just failed to. That's where it gets frustrating for the Phobians when you're not able to make good use of such brilliant opportunities.
Dreams have doubled their lead in Tema. Is 2-0 for Dreams against Hoho United FC at the Nia J. Kraku the second. Back in Tema, but All Blacks have this free kick wasted as the Phobians look to get back at them before the break.
Tell you what, it doesn't bode well for Hoho United, especially with All Blacks leading here. That could really be a bad result for them, especially playing at home away from home technically, but you have Swedru All Blacks now with their toes up, looking at the situation currently. Might not want to go down after just one season in the top flight.
Here comes Amankwa. Now that's not a good ball. He was trying to find Mauliwayu, but he ends up giving it away to All Blacks.
And it's been a problem for them up front. Coordination hasn't really gone well, and even though they've been a better side since going down, it's not really been enough to get them the equalizer.
Here is Clement Tutu. Long ball in. SCB flicks it. Agbasi falls and is gifted All Blacks with a second. That's a gift on a Palm Sunday for the Magicians from Swedru. Dankwa takes full advantage of that mistake by Solomon Agbasi to make it 2-0 for All Blacks here at the Accra Sports Stadium. A gift for All Blacks on a Palm Sunday. 0 at the Accra Sports Stadium. Agbasi would hardly want to forget about this horrible mistake.
It's calamitous. This is disastrous. Solomon Agbasi, and you're just thinking, what was he thinking? What, he just could have just hit that one out, but I think it was the slip there right at the edge of the box that fails him. And yeah, this is an absolute gift. This was just served on the plate for him, for Dankwa to just roll in, and there was nothing much he could have done about that. But again, Agbasi would really have to take a long walk down the tunnel at halftime, and you wondered what could be going through his mind for the remainder of this game.
William Dankwa didn't have to do so much for this second goal for Swedru All Blacks. Served on the plate for him, and he took no chances. He had to bury it into that empty net to double the lead of the Magicians, much to the disappointment of the Phobians. And check what Joe Didi Dramani wants to respond with a substitution. He's taken off Apiasari for Duku Abra.
Yeah, he's been inactive on the left-hand side. He's not really operated. He's a pacey player, a good dribbler as well. We've not really seen him being fed with those good balls, and I think it is a good tactical.
Can they pull one back? Hamza Issa's effort just drifts out for a goal kick.
It's one for Tomabo, how they keep missing such chances, and they keep giving away chances like this. I tell you what, this is just the third time this season they've conceded more than a goal. It could be a long day for them.
Confirmation of the substitution. Stephen Apiasari out for Frank Abora Duku. Didi Dramani hoping that Duku will bring in some form of change into the setup. Here is Afrani. He drives but is blocked. Now Abdul Karim, Emmanuel Amankwa, and it's straight to Derek, who doesn't even have to struggle to deal with it. He allows it to roll over for a goal kick.
At this point, it's certainly frustrating for these players, for the head coach Didi Dramani, who doesn't look good, and then also for the fans. It's just not a good time for everyone here. And I'll tell you what, this is the moment where if this game should end without a win for them, they should count themselves out of the title race. And you talk about the confidence with which Kasim Mengo spoke with at a pre-match interview, and he was quite confident that
his trademark.
They
he's
could get a
calm
goal
and
here.
he knows what he's about when he's got something up his sleeves, huh?
Yeah, I think they caught Hazlewood by surprise. They really caught him by surprise with this kind of, a display here already. They've been formidable in defense. They've been so disciplined, and it could take quite a lot for Hazlewood to break down this resolute Swedru All Blacks defense.
So as Big Boot goes out for a throw into the Phobians. Here is Ali. Kelvin Esebe. It's taking out the book. 697 minutes to concede a home goal. The last time they considered a home goal was when Morifin Donzo scored against them in that game against Asante Kotoko. Hearts have a free kick now. It was Adamu who was sprinting into good space, but caught by Kwenu, late challenge by Kwenu. Free kick for Hartsabok. Three minutes before the break, Hartsabok free kick, George Parku to take. Parku delivers, away by Abdulaziz. The first goal scorer, Rudolph Mensah, balloons it away. There's a chase by Dakwa, but Hartsabok combined wall in defense to get the ball away. Abdul Karim looking for Hamza Isa, but it's cleared away eventually by Zayat Abubakari. Now here comes the second goal scorer, Dankwa. Skillful, sends one through, but it's good defending by Osei Sibe. Here is Amankwa. He's under pressure, goes to Agbasi. He gets it right this time, Solomon Agbasi. The first one was a howler, but this was good. Good touch from Mauliwayo. Chance for Hazlewood. It is Mauliwayo, but it's good defending from All Blacks. They've combined well to ensure that Hazlewood will kick the ball away themselves. It was George Tutu who stepped in, and that final touch came off a Phobian boot. Wayo did everything, turned back and left it for Hamza Isa, whose effort flies away over the bar. But talk about that defensive play by All Blacks, and it was really impressive. In Samra Boy, it is Samatex 0, Bechem United 2. That's shocking. Hazlewood give away possession to All Blacks again. Here is Fosu, sends one through for Rudolph Mensah. Agbasi comes out with a clearance this time, but it's still advantage All Blacks. The stadium is quiet. The Hazlewood fans are in disbelief and absolute surprise. They can't believe their eyes. Here comes All Blacks looking for the third. That's a free kick right outside the box. That's some good footwork by Eric Riafi Dakwa. Free kick All Blacks. It's 45 minutes already at the Accra Sports Stadium. Hearts 0, All Blacks 2. That's the earlier foul. No questions about it. We've done 45 minutes already, and that's the confirmation of the additional time by fourth referee, Dr. Imoru Osman. Free kick for All Blacks. Now I've seen Zayad Bubakari, Clement Tutu, all behind it. That's poor, wasteful from Riafi Dakwa. We've done 1 minute of additional time. We're into the final seconds before we wrap it up for the second half to begin after recess. Hearts are trailing uncharacteristically. That's the whistle to wrap up the first half here at the Accra Sports Stadium. It's the Black Magicians from Swedru. All Blacks who have stunned the Phobians in the capital by 2 goals. Goals scored by Rudolph Mensah and William Dankwa. 8 goals for Rudolph in this season's Premier League. For his debut season, can always be described as an impressive run. 4 shots on target for the Phobians. 4 shots, 2 on target apiece. All Blacks leading possession with 51%. They've been the better of the 2 sides, to be fair. They deserve to be in the lead at half-time. At the Accra Sports Stadium, match day 27 of the Ghana Premier League. Hearts of Oak 0, Swedru All Blacks 2.
Certainly I have to forget for Accra Hearts of Oak here. After 140 days upon returning to the Accra Sports Stadium, they trail Swedru All Blacks by 2-0. And certainly the highlight of the first half will be that howler from Solomon Agbasi, who just gifted Dankwa Swedru All Blacks their second goal. I'm now here with Joseph Adjeman, the assistant head coach of Swedru All Blacks. Coach, what do you make of the performance from your boys?
Thank you very much. I can say we came with a game plan and now it's working for us. So we stick to that and then take away the 3 maximum points. That's what we came here for. And then now we know that we are on our way going to the 3 points. So we will get it.
Are you aiming for more goals, or is game management in the second half?
Yeah, we will aim for more goals, but tactically we will go for managing the game, and if any chance comes, then we will take it. But for now, we will manage the game and then aim at finishing the third goal, because we came with a game plan and it's working for us. So definitely we know that we are going home with a maximum 3 points.
Thank you very much for your time. So
You're
that's
welcome.
assistant head coach of Swedru All Blacks, Joseph Adjeman, who says the performance has been okay, but then they'll be hoping to add up more goals, certainly in the next 45. Now, Abdul Ghazali also joins me. He doesn't look happy, obviously he wouldn't be, but coach, how disappointed are you in the performance so far?
Well, I'm surprised about the way we started the first half. I was looking at the attitude of our players in the middle. They look very too slow to my understanding. We look disorganized at our back, because looking at how we conceded the first goal, it was not, our back was not organized from the back four. I think it's something that we have to look at and then go and correct it. And our up front too, I don't even know how to describe, because looking at the way the three up front started the game was not all that good. We expect that at least the second half they look more better than what they are doing in the first half.
We saw you take Asari out. You've brought in Duku. Should we expect any more changes, right before the start of the second half?
Yes, looking at how we plan in order to come in the game, Stephen was not doing the right things. We expect the three up front to make runs in front of the fullbacks, which he was not doing. So that it was just a tactical change that we have done to see how best. We expect that Frank Duku will do much better in terms of the runs, so that we can find the balls in the half space in order to get at least the two equalizers, because it's too much for us to bear the 2-0.
Thank you very much. All the best of luck for the second half. So he says he's a bit livid, but the reality is that Accra Hearts of Oak are trailing by 2-0 to Swedru All Blacks at the break. We head for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture.
season?
Well, I think so. And they are down by 2-0. And a team that does not normally score a lot of goals, you're already down by 2 in the first 45 minutes. Honestly, I don't see a coming back for Accra Hearts of Oak in this game. If they try going forward, it can only get worse because All Blacks, to me, they've played all the football. Yeah. In the middle of the pitch, they dominated every department of it. They are so confident. They pass the ball right from the back, from the goalkeeper, the 2 center halves. This is how they are so comfortable and confident on the ball, as if they are playing at the Swedru Sports Stadium. And Hearts of Oak look like they are the away side and they are the side chasing. So, honestly, 2-0 down in the first 45 minutes. And they are not even showing any glimpses of creating chances that will bring them back into the game.
Where did it all go wrong for Hearts of Oak? Would you say tactically, yeah, they are not able to interpret the instructions from Didi, or you think it has to do with attitude?
I don't know the instructions that was given to the players, but clearly you can see the back line trying to set the offside trap because the first goal scorer, we spoke about him. And I said if you want to be counted among the big boys, you show up in big games. And he did exactly that. You realize that prior to that goal, someone was in an offside position.
Yeah.
And he came from behind.
Yeah.
He ran from behind the line, and the defenders were thinking that he was probably offside. And they stood watching, he got the ball, and he finished it off. So I think the House of Oak back line is not living up to expectation. Too many of the offside calls that they are setting, they are not really looking, they are not checking their shoulders. And the Swedru All Blacks attacking line are very sharp, they are quick, and so they wait, and when they set the offside trap, they run from behind. And if they continue like this in the second half, they may concede another goal.
Now, what do they need to do? Now, it looks like, it's a tall order for them. The last time they conceded 2 here was in that 2-2 draw against Bibieri Gold Stars. Now, what does Masoud Didi Dramani need to tweak?
He needs to go back and just tell them that, look, we're already losing the game. And I don't know what instructions he's giving them in the dressing room. But you are 2-0 down. You can only try to come back. A draw, 1 point wouldn't be bad. It will be better than losing all the 3. So let's go out there, guys, chase the game. Try as much as possible to score within the first 10 minutes. And maybe try to see if we can conjure some magic and get a second goal. But clearly, they are not attacking Swedru All Blacks. And this is where the problem is. So maybe if the coach needs to tweak his tactics and do some changes. But once again, who is on the bench to come to that front line to come and make the changes? That is the difficulty. If you have the players on the bench, I can only see them maybe trying to introduce something into the middle to try and contain the All Blacks midfielders of Eric Wiafi Dakwa and the likes from playing. He's had an absolute fantastic day. He's controlled all the game in the middle of the pitch.
All right, so thank you very much. We now have to join the feed for the second half. Hearts of Oak, they are trailing here in our Sunday special featured match from the Accra Sports Stadium. Enjoy the next 45. We'll be back after 90.
Hello, welcome back for second half of this Matchday 27 fixture of the Ghana Premier League between Hearts of Oak and Swedru All Blacks. The Phobians are coming into the second half from 2 goals down, having conceded, cheap goals. One, Rudolph Mensah scoring on the back of some poor defensive network by the Phobians, and then what could be described as a gift from goalkeeper Solomon Agbasi to William Dankwa put the Phobians 2 goals down, and that resulted in their very first substitution of the game when they brought on Abora Duku for Stephen Asari Apia, but nothing changed from then on. Back from recess, the Phobians will be hoping to get back into the game. This is the second half of the Ghana Premier League fixture between Hearts of Oak and Swedru All Blacks. We're live from the Accra Sports Stadium. What equally witnessed interesting results from other centres. Kotoko drawing goalless in Domahi and Crow. Dreams leading Hull United by 2. And Hearts of Oak have made another substitution with Rafael Amponsa going in for the Phobians. at this point to take the place of Abdul Karim. There's a like-for-like substitution. Karim in that central midfield, and Ponsan expected to add some steel and bite to the Azabok midfield. Moro takes a look at his watch. There we go for second half of this game. It's Azabok 0, All Blacks 2 here at the Accra Stadium. Agbasi with a long ball in, hoping for a very early response from the Phobians. Soa. Here is Azabok. Chance for the Phobians. Abura Duku. All Blacks will clear their lines now. Dankwa looking for Mensah. Ali heads it down for Esibe. Here is Duku. Confirmation of the substitution. Abdul Karim is out for Rafal and Ponsan. And Ponsan started in that game against Hearts of Lions in Bando last weekend. Foul for All Blacks. William Dankwa, the second goal scorer at the end of that tackle by Frank Duku. Abdulaziz with a delivery. Away by Esibe. Here is Kwenu. Rudolph Mensah flicks it back to Kwenu. He's up against Baba Adamu, and Baba shows great strength and desire. That's clever play from Baba Adamu. Tears away from his marker. Wayo is a foul. Free kick for Azabok. That's a very bad tackle. Didi Dramani not happy with that tackle. Mawali Wayo clearly had won the ball before the nasty challenge on him. Paku goes low, he finds Wayo. Back to Paku. With a cross in, Abdulaziz has a chance to clear for All Blacks. He gets it away. Amankwa sends one in. Here is Hamza Isa. He sets up Mauli Wayo. Chance for Azabok, and he's blasted over the bar. Big chance missed by Mauli Wayo.
And they keep squandering the chances. This was another golden opportunity for Mauli Wayo to just reduce the deficit for Hartsburg. And even piling the pressure, they've been a better side clearly, since the blast of the whistle for the second half. But then just look at that, opens himself out. But then again, just failing to hit the back of the net. It looks more like a 4-2-4 now, with Hartsburg throwing everything at Swedru All Blacks.
Here's Ali. Agbasi clears it away for Hartsburg. Header back by Clement Tutu. Baba Adamu all the way back to Tutu again. And Ponsanto, Afrani, here is Maoli Wayo. Good skill by Wayo. Wayo with a cutback. Nobody's arriving to connect that one for the Phobians. Another big chance.
It was a poor ball. And I think for Wayo, he doesn't clearly know what he's doing. It's not really defined whether he's scoring or he's trying to get a pass. And that's the problem now. You had two players there. There was Hamza Issa as well as Frank Duku. But it was the delivery from Wayo. That's what to hang on. But again, decision making in the final third.
Rudolph Mensah, flag stays down. All Blacks moving for the third. Chance for All Blacks. Can get at the third. All Blacks. Brilliant save by Solomon Agbasi. That is some awesome goalkeeping by Agbasi to deny All Blacks the third goal. But Dankwa's effort was equally top class.
Yeah, it was top class. And what Maoli Wayo failed to do at the other end, we've seen Rudolph Mensah just do it. Just look at that. It was a lovely ball to tee up his teammate. The first touch. And then trying to finesse that one into the top corner. But that's what Agbasi is known for. You know, despite the howler in this game, he's still a top shot stopper. And that's a brilliant save to keep Hearts of Oak in the game.
He commits an unpardonable error and he makes up for it with this brilliant save. It's a corner for All Blacks. Fosu to take for the Black Magicians. Whips one to the far post. Headed away by Esibe. Grabbed by Agbasi. No problem for the Phobians.
Not at all. At this point, you could see what Swedru Blacks are doing now. They're not playing at that high tempo like we saw them do in the first half. Not showing moment for set pieces like that.
Hearts of Oak are fourth on the Premier League table with 42 points. They've got 10 wins all season, 12 draws. And if the game ends this way, that could be their 5th defeat of the season. They've only lost 4 times in the season's Premier League.
Yeah, and it's a record at home for Hearts of Oak. It's an impeccable record as far as not losing is concerned. So far, they've only lost 1 game. That came against Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the Super Clash. Their last game here, last year. And for a team that's gone 7 straight games at home without conceded, the winning 3 and drawing 4, I think this is certainly a bad result at this point, in this game where they are trailing by 2 unanswered goals at any point. The last time it actually happened was in Kerala where they trailed by 2 at any point at all in the game, and it's happening here today too.
The talk has been they don't score, but they don't concede as well. They've been credited to having the best defensive network in the Premier League, but here they are. They have been cut aside by All Blacks. Here comes Fosu. Now William Dankwa returns it to Watson Fosu. 2-2 to Roland Leve. Leve goes through the middle to Daniel Soa, who he's lost possession to Amponsan. Hearts have a throw-in, but Leve. Daniel Soa has gone down. Must have taken a knock from that challenge from Rafael Amponsan.
Yeah, certainly his reaction tells it. He's really been unassuming throughout this game, but you can also downplay his contribution, especially in the middle of the pitch where Swedru Blacks have been very, very dominant in this game against Accra Hearts of Oak. They've really dominated that midfield, and we've not seen so many variations from that 4-3-3. It's been simple, it's been flat from them, but you've had effective players trying to interpret that setup by Kasim Mingo. You'd be thinking they would have gone a bit more defensive in an away game against Hearts of Oak, but they've been explosive, they've been expansive, they've done everything they could do. We've seen a couple of long balls which have really troubled Accra Hearts of Oak.
Dankwa. Fosu. Here is Zayat. To Abdulaziz. All Blacks growing in confidence. William Dankwa. Dejected faces of George Parku. And then Asma on that Hazleburg bench.
It's certainly not those two players. It looks gloomy
Across
in the
the
dugout.
entire squad, right? Poor pass by Duku, intercepted by Zayat. Rafael Amponsa for Hazleburg sends the pass cleared away by Zayat. Nothing seems to be working for the Phobians, especially when they get in the final third. Now All Blacks will try to break away. It's looking promising for All Blacks. Here is Dankwa, checks back, looks for support. He finds William Dankwa, but good interception. The drive comes in from Rudolph Mensah, missing the post by inches. That was close, and from the first goal scorer, Rudolph Nana Mensah.
Could have been the third, easily could have been the third. Just had to dike that one a bit on target, but good work by Calvin Osesibe to intercept that one, and that ball would just fall kindly to Rudolph. And they are just doing the simple things now. They are not complicating things for themselves. They are playing the simple passes.
Yellow card flashed to Rafael Amponsa, Hazleburg's number 6. He came off the bench and he's gotten himself into the books of referee Moro Idrisu.
It was a bit cynical from Rafael Amponsa. Throughout the game, we've not really seen Moro Idrisu flash out cars, but I think, yeah, that was where just felt he had to stamp his authority on this game.
Amponsa's card confirmed right there. All Blacks moving into enemy territory dangerously. Referee whistles, and the earlier infringement is now being recalled by referee Moro Idrisu.
And now it's not just about clawing their way back from 2-0, but I think psychologically they look a bit, downcasted. Talking about Hazleburg, you're not seeing them play with that spirit. You're not seeing them play with that confidence.
The All Blacks goalkeeper, Prince Kofi. Yellow card has been flashed to, is it Didi Dramani?
Yeah,
wow.
I think he's not really happy.
He's trying, I think he
had to protest. He was protesting.
There's some time wasted by Prince Derek Kofi.
That, was that act from Mauli Wayo. I think Didi hasn't really been happy so far, not just with the performance and display of his boys, but then also some one or two calls he thinks should have gone his way, and that's why he is so livid.
SCB has the ball back to Agbasiso. Quick correction, that yellow card was not flashed to Didi Dramani, it was Mauli Wayo. Didi Dramani was engaging the fourth referee, asking why Wayo was flashed the yellow card, but you'd think from his reaction he was the one that was shown the yellow card. But Hazleburg are pushing impressively in the second half. They have a corner now.
Yeah, they are, but again, it has to do with the decision making. You can play so well in the defensive third and then also the middle third and just fluff the chances when you get to the offensive third. That has been their bane so far in this game. They've equally created some decent chances where you're thinking they should have been on the board by now.
Rafael Amponsa to take Hazleburg's corner as we approach 60 minutes at the Accra Sports Stadium. Has nil, All Blacks 2. Amponsa delivers. Ali heads it, and Hazleburg have pulled one back. Mauli Wayo pulls one back. For the Phobians, it was Ali Mohammed who connected that delivery from Amponsa. but it was Maoli Wayo's final touch that hit the back of the net. Afrani was lurking to get a big part of it, but it was Wayo's header. 2 substitutions for All Blacks. Frank Awire is coming in alongside Benjamin Ajay.
It's certainly the right time to respond to that goal.
Andrew Swedru and Watson Fosu making way for Awire and Ajay.
It was a good delivery into the central area, and that was Maoli Wayo. Just right there in the goalkeeper's box. If he had mixed, certainly Frank Abura Duku would have just applied that final touch, but he had to ensure that that one would have been on target. They have their tails up now, Accra Hearts of Oak. Still feel that there's enough time in this one for them to grab the equalizer and even go for the win.
30 minutes is a big deal for Hearts of Oak as they want to come back into the game with that equalizer. It's Hearts 1, Swedru All Blacks 2. Rudolph Mensah chasing that ball. Ali gets it away. Here is Osei Sibe. Now upon Frane. Ball stopped by Tutu. Here is Awire. Joined from 11 Wonders in the January transfer window.
Quite a playmaker here. He's not really been able to break into the starting 11 in this team, Frank Awire.
Tutu's clearance. Osei Sibe down for Ali. Over to Agbasi. Wayo. Paku. Afrani gets the ball down to Wayo. Wayo down for Afrani. Ali. Now Adamu. Here comes Afrani. Can Adamu get to it? Too much on that ball for Adamu. Not your pacey left back.
Yeah, a bit overhit. Just waiting for the right motion, right body movement to just hit that one.
Hamza Isa will make way. Henry Kweku Boateng and Kofi Asma will be thrown in by Didi Dramani for Adamu and Hamza Isa.
Central midfielder and attacker. The intentions are quite clear for Hearts of Oak. They're not relenting until they get that equalizer.
Free kick All Blacks.
That was that incident, and Afrani not happy with the call.
Abdulaziz with a cross in. Ali heads it down. Now Asma takes over for Hearts of Oak. Maoli Wayo up against Tutu. Kweku Boateng to Wayo. Wayo with a good pass to find Amponsa. Chance for the Phobians. And how did he miss? Rafael Amponsa. It was a good ball from Kakari.
Seems they're not far away from the equalizer. Hearts of Oak. They are really pressing. They are knocking. They are asking so many questions. But again, that was good movement. He had Rafael Amponsa all left alone. All he had to do was to direct that one into the box. But just a touch. seems those changes by Masoud Didi Dramani is really working effectively with the hold-up play from a couple of players, and then how some of these players are moving into good positions.
Time for Joe Ajiman Jr. and his head coach Kasimo Kansimingo to figure out how to go to the end of the game without conceding another goal. They've not defended those 2 goals really well. Hasselhoff could have equalized or at best
Scoring goals, yeah, maybe they're not creating enough, but again, they turn out to be wasteful in games where they should be putting 3-4 past the opponent. And then throughout the season, that was our initial chance again. And Martin Kakari with a lovely skill with the outside of his left foot just played Rafael Amponsa, who was just not going for the goal. He just very close to the goal post, and all that person had to do was just tuck that one in.
Doko. Hasselhoff trail All Blacks by 2-1. They were down by 2-0 from the first half. And then Mauliwayo brought them back. Goal scored after recess. And from that goal scored, they seem to be growing in confidence, Hasselhoff. They've come up with a couple of substitutions, and that indicates that he wants to go all out. He wants nothing but a victory from this game.
He has to. Sometimes, with the way they play, they could really punch above their weight. They look so defensive most of the time, Accra Hearts of Oak. And with all the attacking qualities they have at this team, you'd be expecting more from them. Offensively, they don't really do. But they've got so much quality. You talk about Wayo, Fankabura, Duku, Hamza Isa, Steven Asari. You have Martin Kakari. These are quality players on any day difference. But I think the setup sometimes just doesn't allow them to be explosive enough.
Henry Wharton. Here is Mauliwayo. Amponsa is a poor touch, but the Phobians still hang on to possession. Amponsa give William Dankwa, who allow Frank Awira to take over. That's a foul on Awira by Amponsa. He'll be lucky not to get a yellow, Amponsa. That was clumsy and unacceptable from him. Referee Moro will only verbally tell him.
Tell you what, that should have been a second yellow for Rafael Amponsa. Clearly, it was.
He's already in a yellow card.
Obstruction. He is on a yellow. It should have been a red card.
Being charitable.
Yeah.
Now you can see from the indication.
Yeah,
you do it again.
Not that anymore, and Amponsa, you can wonder what he was thinking at that point. There were players in there.
Wasted effort by Riafi Dakwa. Goal kick. Awkward clearance. Opwan Frani comes under pressure, but he's lucky because the flag was up for offside. And the All Blacks fans will disagree with their uproar.
Yeah, Heart of Oak players were waiting for the whistle to go for a foul on Kelvin Osesibe.
Roland Lever clears the ball away in no-nonsense style. Here is Afrani. Henry Watson's cross, stopped by Awere. Awira finds Dakwa. Lovely ball to Rudolph. He goes past Agbasi. Empty post. Good block by Ali. Fantastic defending by Ali. But it's still not out of danger. All Blacks still have possession. William Dankwa. But the Phobians will now have a sour relief.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes there, and certainly Ali, the hero of the moment.
Flag goes up to the rescue of the Phobians.
Yeah, and again, bad decision on the part of Agbasi to step out of his line. You had Mohamed Ali very close to Rudolph Mensah, and he shouldn't be coming out. He just shouldn't be coming out, and if that goal had scored, I think he would have been at fault for it. When you have a defender trying to deal with the situation, you don't step out of your line. And look at Ali, he had a pace and it was very, very fortunate, but there was the heroic moment from Mohamed Ali, and he still remains one of the best defenders in the league. And that's what he does on a regular basis, but Agbasi today has made some questionable calls and decisions.
Reasons the Hazabok fans will still be calling for Benjamin Asare on any day. He hardly commits these errors, Asare.
Agbasi has really been a good backup goalkeeper to Asare this season. You look at his game per, clean sheet per game ratio, and it's been top notch, impeccable records there. But I think that's not the sort of game he was expecting today. Barring that howler, it could have been 1-1 at this point. Maybe a Hearts of Oak fan, you're thinking, yeah, if not for that mistake on the part of Agbasi, this could have been, an even game at this point. And he's a brilliant goalkeeper. He's a good shot stopper, but today he's really made some questionable decisions, and that one nearly resulting in another, headliner.
Hearts of Oak at the Accra Sports Stadium chill the visiting Swedru All Blacks by 2-1. Rudolph Mensah did want to go past Agbasi, but look at the alertness of Ali to block this one from Mensah. Great defending from Ali.
It doesn't come that easy. You might be thinking it was an easy block, but he had to time it, because if that ball had gone past him, that definitely would have been a goal. With Agbasi up, he should be fine. I've seen Schweib also been called to warm up a bit. Well, he might go back to warm the bench again, because Agbasi seems fine now.
Fit and ready to continue, Solomon. Ali's ball in, looking for Duku. Awira brings it back. Chance for Hazabok, and the Buddha equalizer. Frank Abura Duku makes it 2-2 for the Phobians. They never say die until the bones are rotten. The Phobians are backing it. It's Hearts 2, All Blacks 2. Frank Abura Duku. Substitutions paying dividends. Masudi Dramani substitutions seem to have done the trick. Duku has put even for the Phobians. It's game on now.
It's game on. You talk about Agbasi gifting Swedru All Blacks a goal. This is another gift by Swedru All Blacks. Just look at that pass right onto the part of Duku, and he wouldn't take an extra touch. Frank Awere was expecting someone to get at the end of that, and look at Frank Awere. Right after that pass, he knew he was doomed. He knew that had fallen to an enemy, but a series of ricochets there, and Frank Awere should be directing the ball infield instead of going back. And yeah, Agbasi makes a howler, but I think Awere cancels that out.
Frank Abora Duku makes it 2-2. It's Hearts 2, Swedru All Blacks 2 here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Elsewhere in the Ghana Premier League, it's Hoho United 0, Dreams FC 3, Adriana 0, Kotoko 0, Samatex 1, Bechem United 2, Young Apostles 3, Hearts of Lions 0 at the Accra Sports Stadium. We're approaching 75 minutes. Hearts of Oak 2, Swedru All Blacks 2.
That's where the fire, the desire to win, sets in. And at this point, you don't see this to be the Hearts of Oak side that goes so many games without scoring goals. Now they are scoring goals. Why? Because the need, has risen for them to score goals
and
now.
rather uncharacteristically, they are conceding.
They are conceding, but now they are being forced to score goals, and it tells you that they have the quality to get the goals. They have the personnel to get the goals, but they only want a situation that need to arise first before they respond to it. And I think Agbasi might not be able to continue. He might just not be able to continue.
In Tamale at the Aliu Mahama Stadium, it's Karela 2. The BNE Gold Stars, Neil.
Another decisive result there.
Very decisive.
Very, very decisive as far as the title race is concerned. And tell you what, Nana, it's just heating up. We're just getting started. It's certainly going to be a long ride till match days 34. Sorry, it would certainly be a long ride. With the sort of results we're seeing, and it's not just about the title race, but the battle down there for safety. It's equally intense.
All Blacks coming up with 2 substitutions. Kwekua Swansea comes in for Rafi Dakwa. Rafi Dakwa is only being called up by Mingo to issue instructions to him. Wow. This is strange. Frank Carrera, he came off the bench and has been taken off again.
This is shocking.
Maybe.
This is shocking. This has nothing to do with injury. I think it was because
to do with his mindset.
His mindset.
Demeanor.
Exactly.
He nearly gave away a goal, and he eventually gave away a goal.
Yeah.
So you'd have to agree with Kasim Mingelo Kansi.
But then also you sympathize with Awere. It's tough for any player to be thrown into a game after in the second half and being withdrawn again. It's just shocking. I don't recall the last time I saw this, in any football game at all. And it's quite a bold decision by Kasim Mengel, but for Awere, you just need to sympathize with him. This is very, very tough for any player at all.
Has the ball pushing for the 3rd goal. Here is Henry Kweku Boateng, twisting and turning on the left-hand side of attack for the Phobians.
It's really had so much space to operate since Hatzevok moved to the 3-back.
2-2. All to play for at this point. There could be anybody's game.
Yeah, at this point, it looks likely Hatzevok could grab the winner than Swedru All Blacks. They have the momentum on their side. They have so much wind in their sails now, and they've been really causing All Blacks so many problems in attack.
Abdulaziz is a poor clearance. Now Emmanuel Amankwa. Aziz again comes under pressure. This time he gets it away cleanly. Esibe. Hatzevok is the team with the most drawn games in the Premier League season this term. And now they have a decision going their way, much to the disagreement of the fans to the decision of Moro Idrisu.
Yeah, Franduku now using those aerial, strength now. See, as such, a very, very good height, and now Hatzevok will have resorted to using the long balls to Frank Duku, who is expected to nod one out onto the path of Mauli Wayo.
So that's Hatzevok's 19th goal of the season from 27 games. That spells the situation they're going through. Very clear for you to understand that it's a team that lack goals, defensively very organized, but a lot more work to do if they want to remain in the title chase conversation.
Yeah, they lack goals, but I think better display we are seeing here today, they have the ability to get it. They just do not push for it, you know, in games. They feel sometimes a bit more relaxed, more concerned about defending than attacking. And today, when push came to shove, we've seen them try to get goals in this game.
All Blacks are 14th on the league table with 31 points, with relegation staring at them in the face, knowing very well that picking up points in the remaining games will be crucial to their survival. Here is Maoli Wayo. Good block by Tutu. Cleared away by Prince Derek Kofi. There's a foul. Very dangerous challenge. That's a very poor tackle from Rodan Leve.
Very clumsy from the Swedru All Blacks right back. He just has to flee the scene. And
Didi Dramani was
Didi
calling
still-
for a yellow card.
It should have been a bookable offense there. It should have been a yellow card. I think Mori Jisu has really been lenient throughout this game. No.
I see Didi Dramani trying to confront the fourth referee, but free kick taken. Here is Amponsa. Abdulaziz Aziz takes the ball away, but it falls to Rudolph Mensah. All Blacks have committed 20 fouls, very physical against the 16 by the Phobians, who are pushing for the third goal. Wayo, no foul. It's a fair tackle. Henry Boateng gives it away. William Dankwa. Lovely play from Dankwa. Soa. Abdulaziz. Flag stays down on Rudolph Mensah. Here's Abdulaziz. All the way back to Zayat. Leve flicks it on, trying to find the movement of Benjamin Ajay, but the Phobians defend their line so well, very compact.
Well, Swedru All Blacks, they've not really attacked so well whenever they try to throw movement forward. The first time we saw them cause troubles with the long balls over the top of the Hearts of Oak defense.
Here is Doku. Asma. Trying to pick up Kwaku Boateng, is flicked away by Leve. Aswanzi. Good fight by Maoli Wayo. Wayo drives one. That's a brilliant save by Derek Prince Kofi to deny Maoli Wayo the third goal for the Phobians. Good effort by Wayo. Lovely stop by Derek Prince Kofi.
That was tenacious by Wayo. Showed so much design, hunger to win the ball. It was a good return ball by Ali. The flick again, and just look at that from Wayo. So much strength, desire, and definitely wins it. Just had one turn on his mind. Just shoots that one with power. So much power behind it. Prince Kofi had to deal with that one.
Corner, Hatzabok. Rafael Amponsa to take. Hatzabok have about 7 players in that 18-yard box of All Blacks. They go short. Rafael swings one in, is dangerous. It falls to Prince Kofi, and he's made amends after earlier fluffing it. And he goes down again, complaining that there was a heavy contact on him.
Yeah, but then again, a good routine, and he whips it in very well, but just straight to Prince Kofi again, and made an earlier mess of it, but had to recover. It was just a good ball, but I think it was from that impact of whoever was trying to strike that one as it came off his arms. You know, Woodley, we've not today. We've seen most of the most defensive players for Hartlepool trying to attack, and for Rafael Aponza, he's not really attacking midfielder. He's your DM who sits and provides cover. And today, he's really pushing forward. He's really pushing forward. It tells you that they are dire need of these 3 points at the stage, and that was the incident again. It was Mohamed Ali who, in an attempt to hit that one, I thought it was a loose ball. Yeah. Chris Kofi fluffing it earlier on before gathering it again.
"85 minutes on a temporary hold-up at this point. 5 more minutes to go. Hartlepool 2, Swedru All Blacks 2. At this point, Mediama will still stay top of the log if that result between Gold Stars and Karela stays same in Tamale.
It's a crucial week.
It would have been a big opportunity for the Phobians to have closed in that title chase, but they still have their eyes fixed on the maximum points. Now they have a free kick to defend.
Still time in it, perhaps 4 minutes plus. No additional time, there's still time in it, but it's a frustrating aspect of their game this season at home. You can't be the best away team in the league and be one of the worst sides at home. Yeah, that's the problem for Hartlepool.
Aswanzi, SBS header. Lovely play from Kakari, but it's headed down by Abdulaziz. It's a fairly balanced game with possession at 50-50 for the two sides.
Yeah, Hartlepool, they've not really done anything to dominate the ball. In the first half, we saw that from All Blacks, but in the second half, it's been let's transition the ball quicker. So they've not really held on to the ball for much of the time.
Good play from Ali. Finds Kwaku Boateng, but no, the young guy can get onto that one. Too much on it for him. Goal kick.
Ali Furious there. He was thinking Kwaku Boateng had enough pace to just hit that one back, but I think it was a bit heavy. He just had to just raise a bit, hoping to get that, but yeah, Ali Furious, but again, a bit overhit by him.
Duku. Here is Kakari. Goes for goal. You're thinking Kwaku Boateng would have been a better option on the left-hand side. Decided to go for Glory Martin Kakari.
Yeah, I've been appalled by some of the decisions, but that's one of them. You have an open man, and just look at Kwaku Boateng now, and everyone is furious. Everyone is furious. Kakari, you have a teammate who was willing to receive that ball.
Here comes Aman. Cross comes in. Mauliwayo tried to fight for every ball. It's cleared away by Leve. William Dankwa. Amankwa should be careful. Yeah, this is the period you need calm heads.
You should learn from that super clash, issue.
Got a record in that game, right?
In that game, after he tried to, reiterate. That was Sakadada. He had to, he got into that altercation with. He just needs to be careful. There's a point where, they have quite a lot to do.
Has given away possession. William Dankwa goes past Emmanuel Amankwa. Abdulaziz can't keep it in. We're into the final seconds of regulation 90. Hearts 2, All Blacks 2 in Accra. Amponsato, Ali, Afrani, Ali. Here is Afrani. Henry Boateng swings in across, away by Tutu. Here is Asma. Now Amponsa. Asma. Henry Boateng comes up against Roland Levy. Swings in across, is blocked by Tutu. It's the corner for Hazabok. It's 90 minutes. 6 additional minutes has been confirmed by the fourth referee. Good skill. He's got so much confidence going forward. He did well to win the 4 against the corner at this point. Amponsa goes slow, gets the return from Boateng, cross away by Swansea. Benjamin Ejay with an awkward clearance. He gets it right this time. Returned by Amankwa. Here is Amponsa with a drive, is blocked by Swansea. Cleared away by Zayat. Kelvin Esibe. Martin Kakari delivers. That was a foul on the All Blacks goalkeeper, Derek Prince Kofi by Mawuli Wayo. I think he was impeded right there, just right here. Yes. Good decision. Foul All Blacks. Yes, Wayo had an outstretched arm. Asma. Boateng. Good play from Boateng. Lovely. Now Kakari sets up Ali. Ali with a cutback is cleared away by Swansea. Lovely play from William Dankwa. Now Rafi Dakwa sprinting forward. He goes down, is a foul, and it certainly must come with a bookable decision from the referee, but he decides to let go of the card. Yes, I've seen him reach in his pocket. It certainly will be a yellow card, trailing and obvious. So Amankwa, if he doesn't take care, he gets a red card. Lucky boy. Lucky boy. Amankwa on a yellow. Tackling from behind, decided to ignore the referee's initial call, but he gets a yellow for his troubles. We're into 3 minutes of additional time. Amankwa's yellow card confirmed. Poorly taken by Zayat. Now Abdulaziz swings in across, away by Esibe. Only as far as Abdulaziz returns it on his weaker right foot and is straight to Agbasi. Without wasting time, he sends one looking for Mawuli Wayo. Martin Kakari. Ball is cleared away by Dankwa. Here is Asma. Swings in across, straight to Prince Kofi. We're into the final minutes of stoppage time. 94 done, 2 more to go. It's 2-2 in the capital. Hartlepool against All Blacks is the match day 27 of the Ghana Premier League. Next stop for Hartlepool next weekend. They'll be here against Young Apostles on match day 28. And All Blacks will be away to 11 Wonders in Swedru. All Blacks, as a matter of fact, will be playing against Dreams FC on match day 28 in Swedru before they take on 11 Wonders on match day 29 at the same venue. So they've got back-to-back games in Swedru against Dreams and then 11 Wonders. A point from this game will be something they will take in good faith, considering they've not been good travelers in the season's Premier League. Any moment from now, referee Moro Idrisu will whistle for the final moments to be brought to an end. Here is Riafi Dakwa for All Blacks. Can he get a third goal? But Hartlepool trying to defend their lines. Good defending from Osei Sibe. That's the final whistle. Hartlepool again have disappointed at their home grounds. They failed to win against All Blacks. The Black Magicians from Swedru have picked up a valuable point away from home, but they'll be casting their stars because they went 2 goals up with goals from Rudolph Mensah and William Dankwa, only for the Phobians to equalize through Mauli Wayo and Frank Duku. Mauli Wayo grabbing that equalizer ends the man of the match award. He actually got that goal that took them to the equalizing goal from Duku. Ended the game on top with 53% of the possession. 4 corners to the advantage. 8 shots in total with 5 on target. All Blacks know that the battle against relegation is not over. But the Phobians, the big question is, are they still thinking about winning the Premier League? Only time will tell. Full time at the Accra Sports Stadium. Hartlepool 2, Swedru All Blacks 2.
So it ends here in our Sunday special game from the Accra Sports Stadium, where Accra Hearts of Oak, they managed to claw from 2 down to draw 2-2 against Swedru All Blacks. So both teams walk away with a point. And I've been joined here by the head coach of Swedru All Blacks, Coach Kasim Mengal Okante. Coach, a good game, you call it?
I'll say a good game, but I'm disappointed in my boys. Take 2 commanding lead, and you gifted them 2 goals, which is not good. You know, you gifted them 2 goals. A corner kick, all of you move away, left the second pool. Oh, that's not proper. A substitute you came into, they give you a pass, and take the ball away from it, and you pass it to opponent, and they score. Oh no, I'm disappointed. Well, we shouldn't have lost this game.
You've expressed your disappointment after the 2-2, but what do you think were the positives from this game?
Oh, okay. Our boys, I asked them, they've been holding the ball fine, playing, creating the chances. And so I could see they are improving match on match. So I would say for that side here, they were able to play the ball, dictate the pace, create their chances, and take the chances that came on their way. But we should have scored more than what we did. We missed some chances that was easier to score than to miss. The one Rudolph had, you just push the ball and put it in the empty net. The goalkeeper was not in the pool, and you hit it to a player. So I would say I'm still disappointed about the scoreline. We should have won.
You came into this game just 1 point above the relegation zone. Now with a point, you think it's a good point that aids your cause to stay safe?
Okay, I will say yes and no. We needed all the 3 points. But we've got 1. We'll manage with it. And concentrate on our next match. We'll see the win and see where we move to.
And before you leave, there was one critical decision you made. You brought in Frank Awere in the second half, then after 10 minutes, you take him off. Yeah. Was it after he gifted a goal, or it was due to tactical reasons?
What we asked him to do, he was not doing it. So we have to pull him out and bring someone for tactical reason. We saw what we asked him to come and do, he was not doing it. And how we want to vary the game, we have to bring someone who can do that job. That's why we put him out.
Thank you very much for your time, Coach. And that's the head coach of Swedru All Blacks, Kasim Mengal. And he says he's disappointed in the performance and in the results because he believed that they had and did everything they could to win the game here. Now, joining me as the head coach of Accra Hearts of Oak, Masoud Didi Dramani, who, I don't know, could be under pressure because in the last 5 home games for Accra Hearts of Oak, they are yet to win any. Their last win came on the 15th of February. They are winless in over a month. Coach, how would you sum up this game?
I think that it was an open game with so many scoring opportunities and then so many chances that we created. But once again, we're very wasteful. Wasteful in the sense that right before our opponents had their goals, we still created more scoring opportunities and then chances. But sometimes poor decision making in very key moments when we should just play one more pass and then wait for the cutback and then we take a shot. I think that still a lot to improve on.
But how do you feel managing a club as huge as Hearts of Oak and going 5 home games without winning any?
It's just like a parent who has responsibilities and he has no financial, attributes to be able to solve them. You don't leave your home. You still keep your home. There's nothing we can do. All that we have to do is to continue to improve these areas. Whether we like it or not, that is the deficiency that we have in what we're doing. We need to, if we create the chances, we need to score more. This, out of 8 or 9 chances, then we score 2. We needed to have more clinical approaches in those key moments of the game. I think that this game, for instance, I was very, very positive that even though we were down 2-0, I was so positive that we're going to win.
But would you say it's down to how you want them to play? That's not making them score goals. Because in your last 4 home games, you've not scored. And today, going 2 down, you managed to come back.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the decisions you make on the ball in those key moments that matters. if I'm in front of the goal, that has nothing to do with the way you want a team to play. You are in front of goal, and then you have the yawning net with you, a square ball that you have to just run into to block the pass to get in. It has nothing to do with the team structure and other things. We still do so many things within our structure in terms of our identity, and then we need to make these credible decisions on these key moments of the game.
Mediama won, Gold Stars lost. You think you are still in the title race?
I hope so. We just have to be taking matches match after match. Just like this, we need to find antidotes to winning games. You can only win the league when you win games. You can. If you don't win games, how do you win the league? You can't. You have to win games. Right. So we have no issues of bad luck. No, we have to take responsibility. We need to be clinical, and this is not the first time I'm speaking about this. We need to be very, 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 very decisive in very key moments of the game, and then we need to be angry. We need to be angry. We need to be very anxious in the game. There are so many things that we need to get ourselves in, and we need to be very humble.
Thank you very much, Coach. That's Masoud Didi Dramani. He's spoken about the things he believes his side lacks now, but then there are still 7 games to go in the season. He still thinks they are in the title race with 7 games to go. That's equivalent to 21 points. But I'm now here with the man of the match. He scored that spectacular overhead kick to bring Hearts of Oak back into the game before Frank Abura-Duku also got his goal. Mauli Wayo is our MVP in today's game. Congratulations, Mauli.
Thank you.
But would you say you are disappointed that in yet another home game you are not able to win?
Yeah, we are very disappointed that we didn't take the win, and I think that's football for you. We were not good in the first half. I think the second half we did well. So going forward, we have to improve. Yeah.
But what do you think is the problem with the team, especially the attacking unit? You are there. There's Hamza Issa, there's Martin Kakari, there's Frank Abura-Duku, and in your last 5 home games, you've only scored twice, and those goals came in today's match. What do you think?
We should be more patient if up front. That's the only thing we are lacking right now. We just have to work about it. That's all.
And you got your 6th goal of the season in the game. How are you also looking at improving personally?
I think for myself coming into this game, I took a goal for my team to win, and my team did not win, the team win. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and congratulations once again. So that's why he's today's MVP in our featured match in the Ghana Premier League. All right, so welcome back. It's our full-time analysis here, and our featured match of the day has ended here at Accra Sports Stadium. It ended 2-2 between Accra Hearts of Oak and then also Swedru All Blacks. I'm still here with Eric Alagidede. Eric, you think the game we just witnessed complements the scoreline? It came with 2-2, Swedru All Blacks taking a 2-0 lead, Hearts of Oak clawing back to win a point.
Yeah, I think it's a fair result. I never gave Hearts of Oak a chance to come back considering their low goal scoring rate, but they came back very strongly. It's a game of 2 halves. All Blacks started the game very well, dominated the first half, got 2 goals. And in the second half, Hearts of Oak came back to dominate the second 45 minutes. They pushed more men forward and they got the equalizer. I think they should have won the game. Looking at the last minute chances that they created, they should have won. But 2-2, it's a fair scoreline.
What do you think is the problem? We've seen Hearts of Oak. Prior to this game, their last 4 home games, they've not scored. They've drawn all. Now they come into this game, and at the point where they are losing by 2-0, we see them up the tempo. Has it got to do with the mindset?
I think so, because in this particular game, they showed a lot of character coming from 2 goals down, because this is a team that normally don't attack a lot.
Yeah.
And so for them to come from 2 goals down and even created other decent chances, I realized that in the second half, Masoud Didi Dramani withdrew Opon Afrani from the midfield and added him to Ali Mohammed and what's the name? Kelvin Osesibi in a 3-back formation and push more men forward. So I asked myself, if you can go 3-back, why didn't you start with a 3-back? Push more men forward, because in the first half, it was a complete dominance by Swedru All Blacks in the middle of the pitch. And that's why they lost it in the first half. But they came back and made sure they did not allow the All Blacks midfielders to play, because they had more men in the middle. And that's how come they were able to claw back.
You think All Blacks will survive with this draw here?
They have their destiny in their own hands, because they should have taken advantage of the 2-goal lead that they had, so that this would have taken them to like 44 points, 34.
Yeah.
And they have a home game against Dreams FC, who just won by 3-0 against Ohoy. They will be going into that game with a lot of confidence. If they still want to survive the season, they don't have an option. They have to beat Dreams in the next fixture.
Interesting. So that's Eric Alagdede, my guest for today. And it's now time to call it a day. On today's presentation, we brought to you our featured game from the Accra Sports Stadium, match week 27, where Accra Hearts of Oak, they managed to pick just a point from their game against Swedru All Blacks. They had to claw their way back from 2 down to draw 2-2 here. And this is where we wrap up. My name is Josiah Okokwe. Thanks so much for making time. And on behalf of everyone, we say thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.
1 BDD.